A big spin down into the tri-oval by last week's winner. Denny Hamlin has just brought out the second caution flag of the day. Bunch up, and then Logano gets bunched up, and the last car in that accordion line way back there, sorry, is Denny Hamlin. Tries to save it, and around it goes.
You know what I saw, Larry? Didn't get airborne.
No, this is true.
Too wide.
And he did it. See the cowl flaps come over. That's pressure
hold the brake,
under the hood.
Hold the brake. Hold the brake. You're on pit road.
Very nice job.
Caution is out. Caution is out.
And here from our aerial coverage.
You can see here that looks like the 55 he went up and bumped the wall. Right here, that's the 55. He went up and bumped the wall. That caused Logano to move over. And then I think that was just a chain reaction, one of those things where the guys saw something happening in front of them. Hamlin may have lifted a little bit. When you see cars in front of you starting to move around like that, all that he had a chain reaction here. Seen back at the back right there, and he was running up on the back of Sam Hornish's car, and he had
Bobby Labonte right there with Ruderman and coming for the lead. Labonte trying to become
truck Sam Hornish in the 77.
He got into
and Elliott Sadler was involved.
Menard, Stremme, and Kenseth.
Michael's going out there. He got damaged too as he went by.
The 36, the Tommy Baldwin car of Johnny Sauter, all involved in the tri-oval.
Darrell, you talked about the tri-oval, most treacherous 2.66 mile
track. If we can see what happened here. We see the yellow cars up on the outside there.
Way up high, the yellow car, that's Sauter. And around he goes.
Looks like that's
the
off
front
the
bumper
bumper
of Kyle Busch.
Yep. And of course, all these other guys down here on the inside. There's a lot of cars bouncing off of each other. Matt Kenseth gets a good bit of damage.
Sauter is okay. He's put the window net down, signaling emergency crews that he's all right, and everyone else drove away.
One of the things that I didn't like about that last sequence of pit stops, fuel only, no tires. Somebody took 2, somebody took 4. Cars get a little bit off.
Look in the high lane. Michael Waltrip right behind Kyle Busch in the 55. Pow, gets it in the left front.
Boy, he did. That's a hard lick. Poor Matt Kenseth, his day was just doomed from the get-go.
One thing I'm most impressed about as you see this unfold, we have cars sideways, we have cars backwards with their tail to the wind, and we have every car firmly on the ground.
Yeah, the roof flaps now are doing their job like they used to do, keeping the car. You see, which car was that? That's the 26 maybe, or the 19 there that was around backward, and the car never did anything.
But I mean, there's no question Kyle Busch in the 18 gets into the back of Johnny Sauter in the 36, but he had Michael Waltrip in the 55 stuck up his rear bumper.
Kurt Busch also. We stayed green for the moment, but a very tense moment for a lot of drivers in the middle of the lead pack.
I think we're going to have a
we got Bobby Labonte in the 71 car. Caution. There's the caution. Now it's going to get interesting.
Hang on.
Poor old Jeff Burton is saying, oh no. Why'd that have to happen?
Burton, McMurray, Montoya, Biffle, Regan, Dale Earnhardt with 12 laps to go. Bobby Labonte drafting along.
Looks like somebody may have gotten into him and turned him around. I think it may have been David Ruderman.
It is.
That's a roughing the passer penalty right there.
You just think about it, though. We talked about it at the top of the show.
Trouble front straightaway in the tri-oval. It's Jeff Burton, Jeff Gordon, and Scott Speed.
Something was going on with that group back there. There was a couple of them falling backwards when they went through 3 and 4.
Caution's out with 6 laps to go. And there is perhaps the best car here coming into this race. Jeff Burton will not win. Mike, something happened with Jeff Gordon.
Let's watch out.
See the 48 car really backing up.
Yeah, they both lost their momentum.
They just lost their momentum.
And then look, Mike Bliss in the 09 car tried to make it 4 wide on the exit of turn 4 into the tri-oval, and there just was nowhere for these guys to go.
Once you lose your momentum, it just backs everything up until somebody runs over somebody.
And Bliss had to be afraid to lift, because in this situation, lifters are losers. You want to try to maintain that momentum, but Burton just shut him off.
Yeah, he did.
Not
Burton,
intending to.
No, Burton kind of got shoved up there, if you will, and Mike Bliss in the 09 had nowhere to go.
And then the 24 car had nowhere to go as Jeff Burton in the 31 was coming across.
Good look. Here's a good shot of the whole thing.
Casey Kane, the 9 was involved. Scott Speed, the 82.
Bam.
Nowhere for Gordon to go.
Jeff Burton, Jeff Gordon, Scott Speed become the victims as this white knuckle restrictor plate racing claims 3 more cars. Looking back from Jimmie Johnson. Under the 5th caution.
Advantage that inside does not much. You know, the other thing he may have considered, Larry, look who's the 3rd car in line, his teammate.
And it is the inside line that goes.
And they just slid up in front of Tony Stewart in the 14 and Junior in the 88. That's what they needed to do, protect the bottom and then slide up through 1 and 2.
I'm almost certain McMurray knew that Biffle would go wherever he went. He wasn't so sure about Junior or Tony Stewart.
Drag race. Down the back straightaway.
Now it's cat and mouse. Who's going to go? Who's going to go where?
If the leader takes the white flag under green, the next flag will end the race. Oh, around goes Newman. Newman up into Logano. 5 cars into the wall. 7. Caution.
Caution is out. The race is not complete. Not complete.
Had to get to the white flag to be complete.
What did we say 30 laps ago? You said, Darrell, not sure if you want to be around Ryan Newman. His luck here is not very good.
And no disrespect to him as a driver.
Not at all.
He is just snake bit on these restrictor plate tracks. That's his 2nd car of the weekend.
Keselowski, last year's winner in the 12. Elliott Sadler in the 19, who's come across on his roof here a few times.
4 wide is usually not a very good thing.
The 20 car of Logano gets into the back of Ryan Newman, and the 39 started this whole mess.
I almost wonder if the 39 of Newman didn't say, uh-oh, we're 4 wide, and maybe even eased out the throttle a little bit.
Maybe this aerial view will show it, Darrell.
Let's see what we got here. We got a wad of cars going off in the corner. They're going to get 4 wide. You're going to see this, and here's the 39 right out here.
4 wide. You see there's plenty of room
plenty
right
of
there.
room. I think that Logano just got in. I think Logano thought he could give him a push, clear that pack of cars, and go to the front. And he got him in the wrong place. We saw Carl Edwards do this to Greg Biffle here a couple of years ago.
See Vickers in the 83 involved, a car that led a bunch of laps, and Casey Kane in the 9 just had recovered from the repairs from the last wreck. Tell you what, that's a hard lick on some of those cars.
So many times, you know, we kind of slow things down so we can see what the fans at home and everybody can see what's going on. When it's real time, it's real violent.
Riding with Jimmie Johnson.
Front of you, spin in 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 front of you. Stay to the bottom, stay to the bottom.
That man was lucky.
Clear. All right, it's reported that all drivers are out of their
inside line if they got enough fuel.
Green flag.
Short shift it, man. Get it into high gear as soon as you can. That'll save a little bit.
Greg Biffle in the 16 looked like he wanted to tuck in front.
Wow.
Kevin Harvick in the 29. He couldn't get down there.
No. Made an evasive move to the outside. That
Junior
backed everybody up.
Biffle's in trouble. I think Biffle is out of gas in the 16 car.
Yeah, he's one of those cars there that could not get up to speed. Looks like he's
here comes Junior to the outside. Everybody else to the inside,
and
around
goes
goes Jimmie.
48. And Biffle, yellow flag is out. We still don't have a race, boys. That is not what those guys at the front wanted to see, though. This is really going to make it tough on them.
Larry, they just about got to come to pit road now. I just don't see how you can stay out there and run a couple more caution laps and have enough to finish the race.
That group, Denny Hamlin will not have to, Darrell.
Enough guys that got to come to pit road that it might be all right.
There they are right there. Jimmie Johnson in the 48 on the inside. Biffle in the 16. It looked like he just could not get going. And then Jimmie Johnson tries to jump up in front of him, but did not have him clear.
It just wasn't clear. That's it. Pretty hard contact to that inside wall. Yeah, Biffle was in trouble from the get-go. He just couldn't get up to speed.
All right, the free pass will be Jeff Gordon. There's a free pass car on every caution flag all the way to the finish. Here's another look.
Yeah, I mean, Biffle really and truly never moved there. If anything, Biffle may have moved up a little bit.
Boy, hats off to our NASCAR on Fox camera crew, because the pictures and these replays they've given you today have just been outstanding.
I think Johnson thought he was so much faster than Biffle right here. He needed to get out of that box and couldn't do it.
Just made his move a little too soon.
All right, in Jimmie Johnson's defense, I'm pretty sure, maybe we can even play it again, heard Earl Barb and his spotters say, outside only.
Kurt Busch just missed it. Wow. And Jimmie Johnson, who came in here as the Busching, here we go for the final time.
Looks like you're going to have teammates side by side going through turn 1 and 2. Harvick in the 29 pushing McMurray. 42 getting a push by Denny Hamlin in the outside, side by side.
It's whichever line back here where you see the 56 coming. If he goes with the 29, that will push them ahead of the 42 Montoya and the 11, but he's got to get there, and he's not getting there.
And Dale Jr. did not keep pace with Martin Truex. He's fallen back a bit. He will not be among those who will settle this for the win.
Boy, they are. This is the roadblock now. Even when you get there, where are you going to go?
Look at the run. Truex is getting in the 56 with the push from Kyle Busch in the 18. White flag this time.
Can Montoya and Hamlin do the 2x2 tango, or will Harvick shove McMurray to victory lane? White flag in the wind. 1 lap to go.
ECR engines at the front of the field working together and looking good.
The big question, both those guys, they have to be on fumes as far as fuel, the 1 and the 29.
I don't like that. There's a little bit nervous getting a big lead out here. You got to be careful, but with these guys 2x2 behind them, it might work.
Staying to the inside, the 2 leaders have no drafting help, but they are scooting away from the pack. 3 corners to go.
Now Harvick, he'll keep pushing him, and he'll get over here to the tri-oval, try to make the slingshot on him.
As soon as he knows that he doesn't have to worry about that 3rd place car of Montoya, he probably will try to make a move, although I don't know if it'll do him any good or not.
Last chance through the tri-oval.
Here he comes.
Here they come.
Harvick! It's Harvick!
He got him.
He timed it perfect.
He got him.
Where did he come from? Wins.
Half on the last lap.
Yeah, baby.
You said you wanted to be.
You see what happened? He got him wiggling a little bit, Larry.
Through the tri-oval.
Got him a little bit loose, and that's what won the race for him. When he went across the back of his bumper, got him a little loose, opened the door.
I don't know who it was, Darrell, but on Friday I saw him do that to someone in practice. Wiggle him up a little, move underneath, and make the pass. Harvick on Friday was practicing his race-winning move.
You see right there.
And it pays off right here.
Yeah, you see right there, Mike, he had the 1 car of McMurray sideways.
And how fitting, Shell Pennzoil was on that car when he won the Daytona.
No way.
12.
I believe I had to whack him one time, see if I could slow him down coming to the.
So that's the best part of the whole thing.
Kevin couldn't wait for the celebration to begin. In fact, I think they had to cut your window net to get you out of there.
Yeah, the latch froze up on the window net, so they had to cut the window net off with a knife. So that was a first, but winning here at Talladega is a first too.
Congratulations, Kevin Harvick.
We saw the most competitive, the most lead changes, the most number of leaders, another surprise winner right at the end. Was this the best Talladega race ever?
It was in my mind. I've been here a long time, and it was as good as it gets.